Hello world, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Advanced Wars by Web Grand Strategy Cast. On today's episode, we'll be covering my turn on day 35 of my Asia Grand Strategy campaign. But first, a breaking Wars World news update covering everything that's happened since the last episode. Following me in the turn order is, of course, Cobalt Ice, who is desperately going to try to do something to get any amount of damage on that mech that he possibly can, although it doesn't look likely. Redfire, of course, does have a 10 health mech on a 10-point HQ, and if he captures Cobalt HQ, then Cobalt is, of course, completely removed from the game. Now, last turn, I saw the writing on the wall, and I saw that Cobalt was going to be falling soon, so what I did was I just started eating him alive, essentially. Destroyed a lot of his units for a little bit of XP, and started to capture here because, well, I wanted to intervene as soon as I could in Red's landings here. I don't want Red to be able to get a foothold in the area, and that is exactly what I think is going to happen if Cobalt goes out of the equation. So Cobalt, of course, does what he can, eliminates that infantry, attacks with 3 health, which then gets destroyed good, because then he can get in 2 more infantry, and all that together is able to do 1 hit point of damage to 1 medium tank. Meanwhile, he builds a second medium tank, so he's going to build up a small convoy of those and more infantry to throw into the meat grinder, although he could maybe use some more mechs at this point. And Blue Moon uses the Typhoon, comes in with the Typhoon, and that is going to do 2 damage to everybody. What that means, though, is that that mech is going to be down to 8 health and not 10, so he will no longer be able to capture the headquarters. And Blue Moon even joins some units together, 2 battleships together, to get a 10-point battleship. And then down there in the south, he's combining a lot of his units together, especially his artillery. And it looks like he's got some tanks that he could put together as well. And that is going to thin out his lines quite a bit, but it's also going to allow him to have 10 hit point units all along the line. I was about to say that it looked like Blue Moon was maybe even kind of neglecting his units down here. They were all down to like 8 or 6 or 4 health. But now he's got a little more formidable line, just a few units. And Redfire is continuing his assault. He's not letting that stop him, although there is 2 hit points left on that headquarters. And the irony is, there was that 6 hit point, if you remember. There was the 6 hit point infantry on that headquarters. And if he had just continued capturing with that, that headquarters would have gone down to 4 points. But, even with the Typhoon this turn, that infantry unit would have been at 4 points, so they still would have captured, and Cobalt would have been removed from the game. But he moved that infantry off the headquarters and moved in the mech. And that mech, it looked like they were going to capture on the same turn. It looked like Cobalt was going to be taken out this turn. But because Typhoon intervened and took that unit down 2 points of health, that means there is 1 more turn of Cobalt being in the game. And this has completely taken me by surprise, and of course this is, I'm sure, taken Red by surprise. And the irony is, if he had just kept that infantry on the headquarters, he would have won by now. And that is, of course, going to take us to my turn on day 35. So it is only thanks to a slight misplay from Redfire that Cobalt is still in the match. And with 2 points left on this headquarters, he may very well be gone next turn. But that Typhoon, that timely Typhoon intervention, was at least enough to buy Cobalt 1 more turn. So with Cobalt Ice still in the fight, I think my best bet is to actually halt my advance and start to pull my troops back again. What I can do here with this APC, it's only got 1 fuel left, which is a bummer. And in this rain, that means it can't move. But even on a sunny day, it still would not be able to get back to the city. All I can do is hold this unit in here for now. Actually, and unload it there. Unload the mech there. Supply him, why not? And then I can begin to heal this mech up. And I have at least a few turns before I need to worry about another Typhoon. So here I can pull this line back, and now that both these Typhoons have popped, I can start combining units as well. I'll stop capturing this city. Cobalt can continue to hold that. And I will join those guys there and bring them back up to 10. You can move right there, and then you can join, and there's another 10. You hold there, and you'll be joining up with the next turn. Even with the rain, I can still get this rocket safely planted into this forest here, and again, that is some beautiful coverage. Here, we can move the line up a little bit. Have them hold against the infantry. That 10 can move up, and then that 8 can move on the city for some repairs. For now, we'll have you wait there, and we'll, again, shift the rocket artillery down so it can get its repairs in. Nice, nice. So in the mountains here, let's pull you back for a couple more heals, and let's start pulling you back, because now we can put you on the mountain, and we can keep you going. Hopefully we can get a nice cycle of that going on, and then we'll have a whole bunch of mechanized infantry securing our center here, especially this comm tower. So what I might do in the middle here then is actually take this infantry and combine them there and get them back to 10 hit points. Although funnily enough, they still only have 9 fuel remaining. This guy is again going to take one step back, and they will actually join up like this. And in this way, once again, I won't be directly adjacent to this property if he wants to try to make a move on me. Again, I'm not too worried about giving up a tile or two on the road here, because this is 0 cover, and I bet he's not too thrilled about standing out in the open either way. Okay, you there, and there. Okay, we can send that rocket down there for now, and get a tactical reposition in on this guy. You hold here for repairs. You hold here for repairs. You wait here for repairs. Well, since Cobalt is a Sammy, and there is still theoretically a chance that they could use a victory march or something to try to take this comm tower from me, so I'll actually sit one of my infantry there, and then you can go back to holding on this comm tower. Let's just unload you for now that the Typhoon has passed, and let's get that APC off that way. Hopefully we can get this guy refueled sooner rather than later. And you, let's start getting you back for repairs as well. And you continue to hold for repairs. So now down here in the south. Alright, fortunately all my rockets are in good conditions on those cities. Good coverage still. You hold for your repairs there. Beautiful. Okay. So what I can do here is combine you like that, move you there, and then join you up like that. There we go. You can even join up there for another 10. You can move in there. And you can fall in behind. Okay, we'll move there and unload now that you are refueled. And get you back on that property there for some repairs. You scoot right down that way for there. You hold on that property for repairs. Fill in right there. We'll have you hold on that property. You can hold in there for now. Join up there and make that a 10. You can advance, and of course, you can advance. Let's continue you on up this way. I'll have you hold in that forest for now. And that's just about all my movements on land. Now I just need to concern myself with my fleet. What I can do now is... I'm not very familiar with black boats. This is my first time really using submarines, black boats. This is really the first game I've really used them in. So I'm not entirely sure how they work. Can I repair and refuel a submarine that's submerged? Will my opponents know that there's a submarine there if I have my black boat right next to it? Can they see that I'm repairing the thing that's underwater? So I'm trying this out for the first time, really, but I'm hoping I have a diverse enough array of ships that I'll be able to handle just about anything, including all these damn typhoons. So let's move you there. Let's repair that submarine. Okay, it looks like it's still submerged. Alright, I'll take it. Oh, I did not mean to unhide that. That was a mistake. But okay, alright. Hooray. You repair that battleship. And then let's move the battleship out. You come in here. Repair and refuel the submarine. That's very important. Have you wait there and not unhide. Jeez. Although what I can do is I can use this to my advantage, and I can send my one submarine off this way and then submerge it, and he won't realize that I have a second submarine maybe. And I can use that second submarine as coverage where he's not expecting it. Let's move you along my line looking for submarines while we're at it. And let's not forget our captures here, which is going to give me not one but 2 ports. I can't believe this worked out. And now we'll have to begin production of a boatload of ships. Pun entirely intended. So with all my orders given and over 81,000 gold in the bank, I really need to figure out what to build next. And because of those 9 units I combined, I now have the ability, or rather the population capacity, to build 9 more units. So I've got something interesting I want to try out. And let's see if anyone can guess what that is, just based on this. And I think infantry across the board is going to be the most prudent decision. So that's going to take care of everything for me, and with that, I shall end my turn. So thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Advanced Wars by Web Grand Strategy Cast. It has been a pleasure as always. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for that, because it really does mean a lot to me, and you know what? It also means a lot to YouTube, so thank you. If this is the first one you've caught, I do hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, perhaps consider hitting that subscribe button so you can see a little bit more of us. And you can also check out this other stuff I've made, including my Advanced Wars by Web playlist, so I do hope you enjoy that. Alrighty, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.